Okay, for now we're going to wrap this up actually with the contact form. Spatial match map, I already went over it actually in the static pages, so we're not going to need to go over that one. Plugins, I will work on that either tonight or throughout the week to kind of give you some more information on that because as I mentioned, I haven't finished installing all the plugins that I'd like to have. Plus, we're also exploring the plugin for the landing page. So if I'm going to create screencasts going over the plugins, I'd rather do it when we're already at, um, 100% installed plugins that are going to apply to you and not create several or more than one screencast to kind of cover that topic. So we're going to wrap it up with a contact form for today. And the contact form is basically under this area that says forms. So let's go into that and let's go to a contact form. Close this out, go to a neighborhood, and go to Alex Morgan. Okay, go to places, the blue place. Okay, so here we are in a place, and as you can see, there's a contact form. If I were to hit submit, it would just basically give me some errors. There was a problem with your submission. So it kind of tells you the required areas. Your name, email, and message are the required areas. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page. Those are just the error messages. I'm going to go ahead and write. Uh, when you're logged in, by the way, and you tab after the first one, it just takes you to this toolbar. But if you're not logged in and someone else is doing this, it'll work just fine. Because not everyone's an admin. Not everyone's going to be logged into your site and working on it. So that's just a little thing I'd like to mention. Email, just my email at gmail.com. It's probably an email, and it's just a test message. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and submit that. And when I submit it, it takes me to that thank you page that we had talked about. Whatever, if you want to change the name of the thank you page, you can totally do that. And that was in the page where you actually are changing the title of the page, where it says "We thank you." You would change that to something else, like "Thank you." I don't know. Whatever you want to change it to, you can change it to. And then down here would be the body of the message. So thank you for reaching out to us. We will have an agent contact you shortly regarding your request. As you can see, it updated that last edit that I made. And that's pretty much all it does. So then from here, they could continue to navigate the site, go back to neighborhoods. Everything has been submitted and all is well. Now, from an admin point of view, when you were to, let's click on forms again, this will show you all the forms that you have. Currently, you only have one form. And that was kind of the way we're going to be able to funnel all requests to one central place. Now, I think that's the better way of handling it because later you can have multiple agents with very limited permission rights. Again, that's where your users are going to be big. If you're going to allow agents to access the back admin panel of WordPress to be able to get the forms, or if you guys are going to handle it yourself and send it out to realtors as needed. I don't really know your whole plan on that, and that's not really important for me to know that. What is important to know is that right now all of the requests are coming into this one contact realtor form. You don't actually need to go in here and edit anything because the form is already set as is. This is just showing you, hey, these are all your forms. And it works very similar to the gallery in the sense that it has an ID and you just enter a short code and that form is there. But that's not something, again, you can see even from the admin panel. That's actually embedded in the code. So a new form you don't have to worry about. That's just creating a new form. Entries is where you're really going to focus your attention on. So entries are basically the people that have been submitting messages to you. Entries is your place that you really want to go to see who's been mailing you. So as you can see here on the your name, it's going to show you the person's name that they left, if they left a phone number, their email, and their message. So at a glance, you can already kind of see what's going on here. Now, you can, of course, like anything, trash it. You can view it by clicking the name or view. does the same thing. And what it does is it basically just shows you in a very organized manner just the name, the email, and their message. What's cool about this is that you can actually add notes to this. So something that you're thinking regarding along the lines of what could be good for this person based on the message they sent you, and you can add that note. You can also email this note to the person themselves. So if you wanted to reply to them, you would just enter a note and say, thank you for contacting us. Oh, by the way, this and that. Whatever you want to say, this is essentially like a direct email right back to them without having to copy their email address, go into your email client, send them, compose a message and send them that. You could just do it right here. And you could add the subject line and just go ahead, add note, and that would send it to them. Another cool thing that you can do is you can print this and you can include the notes in what you print. So if this is something that you wanted to pass on to another colleague at work, then you could just print it, give them that. You're all good to go. It tells you where it came from, the blue place, so that's going to be important. It tells you obviously the user. In this case, it's whoever's me. It's logged in. I'm viewing this, so that's not so important. But that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a very simple form, and there aren't a whole lot of bells and whistles on it. But what it does is it serves that very simple purpose, but it does it very well. So that's how you would use your form. As you have more entries, obviously, they keep showing up here. And as you no longer need them, you could just trash them. So that's a way to kind of not keep it cluttered either. The good thing is that you can get their information, reply to them, and print that information and store it essentially in a way that will be useful to you as people are sending you basically wanting to know more information about that particular place. So that is how forms work. Just focus on entries. I think this import-export thing may be interesting. So yeah, I think you can actually export the entries too. So you would select the form. So right now you only have one form. So you would select what do you actually want to export. If you want to just export everything, which payment amount doesn't really apply because you can use these forms to do other things like paste for stuff, and entry date would be important, who created it, the message, email, phone. Those things are pretty much a given that you would pretty much want to use. You could even select a starting date, ending date to put a date range, and then download and export that file. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's a CSV file. So that's the way you would get it exported for your entries. You can also export the forms or import forms. We're not going to really get into that because it doesn't apply at this stage, but that might be the another interesting thing to use. Also, if you wanted to explore some add-ons, these are all things that you can add on, but I'm not sure if all of them are free. So you could hook it up to an Aweber or a campaign monitor, a MailChimp. You could hook it up to FreshBooks if you were actually charging for it. You could add coupons, hook it up to PayPal. You can do a lot of different things with this, so it's worth exploring what you could do. You may even be able to do surveys at some point. I have not explored everything that can be done, but Gravity Forms is pretty much the best forms solution that WordPress has. So it's worth exploring. Right now, though, what you do need to know is that how to find your entries, it's under forms, and that your form is working. So that pretty much covers most of what you need to know. The rest I'll include throughout the week and kind of as I'm wrapping that up. So looking to have that done certainly this week, including the jQuery slider on the homepage. But anyways, I'm not going to waste this screencast on that. Sorry, because I know this is just for informational purposes. So thank you. If you have any questions, just let me know and we'll be chatting. Bye.